A demon-possessed man healed.
Yay. Wonderful. More miracles. And
Oh,
we're in Mark 5.
Mark 5. Then they came to the other side of the sea, to the country of the Gardenier. I mess it up.
It's okay. It's a tough
Gadarenes. And when
exactly.
he had come out of the boat, immediately there met him out of the tombs a man with an unclean spirit. So just first thing walking up,
Yes.
said, hello.
Yes. Right
Nice.
there. But us knowing that God knows everything, maybe it wasn't totally a surprise to Jesus.
Who had his dwelling among the tombs, and no one could bind him, not even with chains, because he had often been bound with shackles and chains, and the chains had been pulled apart by him, and shackles broken in pieces, neither could anyone tame him. And always night and day he was in the mountains and in the tombs, crying out and cutting himself with stones. When he saw Jesus from afar, he ran and worshipped him. And he cried out with a loud voice and said, What do I have to do with you, Jesus, Son of the Most High God? I implore you by God that you do not torment me. For he said to him, Come out of the man, unclean spirit. Then he said, What is your name? And he answered and said, My name is Legion, for we are many. Also, he begged him earnestly that he could not send them out of the country. He could not send them out of the country. Now, a large herd of swine was feeding there near the mountains. So all the demons begged him, saying, Send us to the swine, that we may enter them. And once Jesus gave them permission, and at once Jesus gave them permission. Then the unclean spirit went out and entered the swine. There were about 2,000, and the herd ran violently down the steep place into the sea, and drowned into the sea. So those who fed the swine fled, and they told it in the city and in the country, and then went out to see what it was that had happened. What, just a bunch of dead pigs,
And oh,
right? That was the aftermath.
there was oh, they went out to see. Yes, yes. Well, maybe they went out to see him too,
Ah, yeah,
like
well, yeah,
because they were used to him causing havoc, and now here he is, right?
right.
Oh, and sometimes maybe if we hear of something miraculous happening, or even something sad, maybe we want to go and see the place
Right.
that the stuff happened, even though the stuff is not happening at this moment.
Sure, I mean we do that even now today.
Yeah, exactly.
Then they came to Jesus and saw the one who had been demon possessed and had the legion, sitting and clothed in his right mind, and they were afraid because half of them probably tried to fight him.
Right, right. Oh, so this is where you read. Oh, yes.
16. Um,
Wow.
and those who saw it told them how it happened to him who had been demon possessed and about the swine. Then they began to plead with him to depart from the region. Oh, and then they began to plead with him to depart from their region.
Right.
And when he got into the boat, he who had been demon possessed begged him that he might be with him. However, Jesus did not permit him, but said to him, Go home to your friends and tell them what great things the Lord has done for you, and how he had compassion on you. And he departed and began to proclaim in Decapolis all that Jesus had done for him, and all marveled. So you ask, what can you do? Go tell people, apparently.
Hmm.
But good
Wow.
things have been done,
Good things have been done. And they would believe because they knew what he was like before.
I'm sure.
So
That
yeah,
would probably have more of an impact
right.
than going in causing a ruckus.
Yeah, he just really had to be himself.
At the
He
same,
was a living testimony.
right. It was a living testimony.
Wow. And
He
then there's
definitely
the
talked about
other,
in earlier ones, but that's a lot of demons. That
yeah.
seems to be like one that comes up in other, does it come up in other historical accounts?
Well, you said you read somewhere about the Legion, right?
Talking about demons, but
Demons, yeah. Demons, okay. In what do you mean? Like other books of not the Bible, but other books like some of the books you've read, or you mean just in general people writing? I mean, there's movies made about them, so obviously there's stuff happening, you know? If that, I
uh,
mean,
does it appear anywhere but the Bible is my question.
this particular story about the swine or just demons in general.
That specific demon that you actually get a name for.
Okay. It's a really good question. I don't know the answer.
Who knows? But it
Right.
doesn't matter. Go home to your friends and go home to your friends and tell them. That's
Tell them the great things the Lord has done for you and how he has compassion on you. And he does have compassion on us, doesn't
you
he? Tell us that.
And where
And not-
does this appear in Matthew?
It's in Matthew in 8:28. Like it's probably a shorter version, but that's where
It says
82.
two demon-possessed men healed.
Okay. And at the start of 28.
Yeah.
Oh yes, yes, yes. There's two. You're right. Interesting, isn't it? I did know there was two, I think, but then I kind of forgot, you know? So when
Well,
you
up, this says this is the same scenario.
right, but yeah, so are you
And
going
one says two demon-possessed men.
when you come, do you want me to read it? Or you wanna
And this one says a demon-possessed man.
yes. Mm, like one of the people they maybe well, there's more likely that there was two because why did one person say two unless they're hearing the story? I mean, if they were there, they might have Matthew, he might have known there was two. Where Mark heard the story from others and maybe someone just forgot to tell him about the other person.
I don't know.
Or maybe it's a typo when when they
I
translated it.
would really hope not.
I know. So let's see. We'd have to go back to the original Greek, right? To see
Right.
what, but when they come to the other side of
Always
the
find a little bit of peace.
find a little piece, yeah. So it's in Matthew 8 or in Mark 5. Peace be with you.
Peace be with